So I just want to preface this review with, these are my thoughts. You may have different ears than me, so if you don't like my review, you can tell me what you think about these buds down below in the comments. But as of right now, I have two thoughts. So I had a bad unit, and then I had a good unit for these Nothing Ear ones. I want to start off by prefacing what was wrong with my bad unit. Now, the good unit came in and it fixed basically all of my issues here, and the bad unit went away. So I want to just tell you what wrong I had with the bad unit, just so you know if you have a bad unit. Quality control is all over the place with these, so if again you have the bad unit, you can actually go ahead and contact Nothing, or where you bought them, have them replaced. So my bad unit came with a bunch of issues. People on Reddit have said they had the same issues or similar, and I created a post on there, and I have had people sympathizing with me about their issues too. Some people are also steering clear of this because of these issues, but if you have these issues, just contact Nothing, or again, your provider that you bought this from, whatever your store, and they'll be able to fix it. So my issues was ANC randomly turned into transparency mode. So making one earbud at a time switch to transparency, and going into the actual read was still in ANC. So then I went back and I switched to transparency off, and then I switched from all three of these or whatever, and it went back and forth, and then I got it back to ANC. And then it continued doing that over and over. And then when listening to music, the earbuds randomly paused on me. So without me moving at all, so sitting like this on a train, all of a sudden, without even taking it out, just like this, music stops. I play it, music stops. Like, it kept on playing and pausing on me randomly as if I were to take them out. And I know in-ear detection was working properly, because when I took them out to play and pause, that would do that too. And this was when it was working without any of the random play and pause issues. And then on my left earbud, I could hear a buzzing noise. So I had an issue with a buzzing noise on the left earbud, which you can hear even while playing music. And here are some issues with all the units. This is across the board with good units, bad units. The ANC is meh, in my opinion. It sounds a bit like I'm using passive mode. Maybe ANC works for some other people with their, maybe ANC works with what you would call someone's ear. Maybe their ear is different than mine. So again, that ANC issue is just my issue, not necessarily yours. And I could hear the beeping of a train. Like, I was on the train traveling back and forth from my country, and I could hear the noise of the beeping from the door closing to notify people. I could hear that. So yeah, I could actually hear the noise from that. Now, one issue that I have, this is getting into the technical side of things. It uses a Best Technic BES2500YA Bluetooth audio SoC. The system on chip actually, that this one uses is one that you would find in actually cheap neck buds, or 20 to 40 buck over ears that are really cheap. You wouldn't find this in something that goes for about 100 bucks. Usually you find a Qualcomm 3040 chip in these types of earbuds at this price range, but for 100 bucks you're finding a Best Technics SoC, which is meh. Now, what this SoC, the system on chip, means is this Best Technics chip is one of these chips that allows the processing. It's like the brains. So you have your CPU in your computer, you had the Best Technics, you have your CPU or your processor in your phone, and now you have this processor in your earbuds. The Best Technics chip is the processor. It allows music processing, noise canceling processing, and all this other type of processing allowed. And then there's and then it allows for you to process your Bluetooth. There's also allows you to process specific codecs. I'll get into that in a little bit. And then it also allows for a bunch of different, with the processing of the codecs, it also allows for a bunch of different uses. Like you can go to the memory on the chip, or memory wherever that's stored on there, in its own separate chip, and that'll also give you the proper amount to, like, if you have an EQ built into the buds, it'll go through it'll be read by the brains and then sent to the Bluetooth chip to your ear so that it'll sound the perfect way that you want it to. And to me, it's the cost-saving price. Like, they did it because they work more on their clearness. And for me, that makes the ANC not perform. I think that made the ANC perform not as well as it should, even though the ANC is great. Now, for my working unit, I got it back. No issues with this unit. Spotted as of this full review. I have no issues with the unit. Now, I do have some issues that I would like to talk about. Before we do that, let's get into what the specs of these earbuds are. It has a black or white color, and mine was only in white when I got it. It has Bluetooth 5.2, has 11.6 millimeter dynamic driver. It has SBC and AAC supported. What this means is with that Best Technics chip, the Bluetooth support is way less than it should be, which makes me come to believe that if they put the Qualcomm 3040, they could have done aptX, made a bit more people happy, because some AAC doesn't perform well on some cell phones, especially some Android phones, that it performs much better on iOS. It has USB-C with QI charging, very, very interesting size coil. And the earbuds feature a 31 mAh battery, and the case itself has a 570 mAh battery. There's 5 hours, according to the website, there's 5 hours of time out of earbud with the ANC, and up to 34 hours when coupled with the case. So the case provides up to 34 hours with the charging. There are three microphones on each, spread out on each of the earbuds alone, so 3 on each earbud, which according to Nothing, can block out up to 40 kilometer per hour winds, or for Americans, 25 miles per hour. Each earbud weighs about 4.7 grams, and fast pair, Google fast pair is enabled. Now, here are my issues now that I have with the working unit. So, working unit issue, bad issues aside, those were fixed with my working unit. Now I'm going to get into the working unit thing. So for the working unit itself, I have some issues. Latency is low. There are 2 modes for latency in the settings. You go open up the Ear One app, and you go click the settings on the top, or the hamburger, whatever, in the top right, and then or the settings button, and then it goes to settings. There's a thing for latency. There's normal and there's low. Normal is good as far as my testing goes, only if you're listening to music. So I was on my computer, on my phone, on a tablet, and I was watching something on it. And latency was bad. It was basically, I would say, maybe a second behind or so, and you can actually notice that miss between the talking and the picture. So the picture was moving, and then you saw the talking. It looked like a ventriloquist, sort of. Now, then there's also the low latency mode, which if you're going to watch a movie, TV show, or just YouTube or anything, just turn on the latency. And according to my ears, I didn't hear a difference from low latency to normal latency in terms of audio quality. So if I were you, just go into the apps, press the settings, go to latency, and turn it to low. It's only beneficial to you. And then the next thing is you really have to get used to the sound of turning ANC on or off using the touch buttons. You have to know what sound does what. It took me a week about holding it to fooling with the app and looking at the button each time you change, just to know, since there's no real indicator anywhere or documentation on this. So I'm gonna play the sounds for you through my microphone, and I'm actually going to let you hear what each one of these sounds like, because I think it's beneficial. And I'll tell you what each one is. So doo-doo-doo does noise canceling on. Doo-doo-doo does the active noise or the transparency mode. And then doot is off. So those are your sounds, and that's what you get out of this thing. So yeah, so that's what you get out of these earbuds, are those 3 sounds. Now, for me, also transparency mode works abysmally. And I'm saying that not in terms of, oh, just me. I've 2 units. Both units, same exact transparency mode. It works but really badly. You hold to go to transparency, but it only works out of one bud at a time, and I think the other bud just doesn't work or something. Like, you're supposed to want to hear them on both ends, not, oh, let's listen to music on one still and mute it on the other. Makes no sense, why? And it just gives me basically more of, if you turned off ANC, or you took one earbud out and you started talking, that's what it basically sounds like in the end. It doesn't sound like anything special, like you would actually want to use it, and it's one of those features that I don't think I'll ever use. Instead of take one out, music pauses, what's up, put it back in, I'm back on my way, instead of turn on ANC, turn transparency, how you doing, I can't hear you, turn back on ANC, take out a button, that's it. For some people, if they care about the case size, so there's an extra jean pocket. There's a pocket inside of your jeans. That this one in this pocket is somewhat there someplace. Now, it doesn't fit. The case is just a bit big if you decide to use a head pocket for your headphones. I think the case is a bit big for that. So if I do this, as you can see, earbuds, like this is a bigger pocket too, and I'm trying to force them in and they're not going. These ones just don't fit in your pocket. So if you wanted to do, put them in your pocket, just be warned that they will be a little bit bigger than you may want. Otherwise, case is still good. The things that I do like about these are there's a decent amount of things that I like. I thought I was gonna hate them because the bad unit was bad, and I thought my next unit was gonna be bad, but they're good. Like, I think they're good. So, what I like, the bass, great. Thumbs up from me. Now, it gets semi-low on the low end, so you feel some of that rumble, allowing for some of the deeper bass sounds. The bass doesn't even overpower the music, so have a wide range of music that you can still hear even with the bass. It sounds like it's there, allowing for the rest of the audio to show itself, allowing for a clean sounding song. Separation of audio, the soundstage in the mid-range, it works really well. Instruments and voices are separated and easy to tell apart. So the sound staging is great, it sounds semi-wide. Sweeping notes and songs sound good. So the stereo sound works well, with the sound seeming like they're sweeping from the left behind you to the right of you. Sounds in front of you also work out a bit differently, but if you close your eyes, you may not be able to tell as much. And the sound, it sounds great. So if you watch a movie and with something around you, it will sound great, and you'll be able to hear all of the type of sounds that you want. So the sound staging on these Nothing Ears ones, thumbs up for me. And the high notes, they're okay. Like, I like them, but I think they drop out for the nerds here at a higher frequency than I like. It still sounds great. Listening to classical music, I can properly hear the high notes without any issue. They come in really smooth and sharp, as if they were meant to be. Very clear, nothing is wrong with them at all, so I actually think they are great. And if you want more treble than what the Nothing Ear gives out, you can go for Galaxy Buds, or Plus or Pro, they may be for you, depending on what one you can snag for about 100. The Buds Plus are always found on eBay on sale for 100, and even less than an open box can go for about $75 for a new unit, basically unopened, which is even crazier, and some even have best offers enabled. Battery life is great. I get about 4 to 5 hours of battery life with the earbuds at about 40-50% volume with ANC on. And then the case provides me, I don't know how long because I don't actually check that, but I know after a couple uses I do need to charge it, but it lasts me a long time. And they feel great in my ear. They stay in the ear as long as I choose the right ear tip. For me, it's large. I shook my head and they stayed there just fine without moving around. Working out with these will be great for someone who needs them to stay in their ear at all times and they want something light and small. Now, the ANC, at least to me, doesn't feel fatiguing. Sometimes people have an issue after 30 minutes of listening time, ANC to them just turns abysmal and they just can't use it and they have to turn it off. But to me, these earbuds still feel great without a feeling of need to remove them after 30 minutes. And if you're fine with silicone earbuds sticking into your ear, The weight of them makes you forget that you even have them on. The only reason why I still know I have earbuds on is because I feel them against my ear, plus because I'm listening to music with earbuds in and I know what earbuds I have on, and otherwise I really wouldn't be able to tell, like, they were just floating there. I wouldn't be able to tell which earbuds I had on. Yeah, I guess everything about them is great so far. All in all, these earbuds are better than I thought. There are influencers out there who got these sent to review once the earbuds came out made me wonder if they really knew what they were doing. The company Nothing was started by ex-co-founder Carl Pei, who thought OnePlus started to get stale. This is why I picked these up for review. Having the ability to check these out, being able to check out about the flaws that they may have, which I did, and while other reviewers I am seeing don't talk about any flaws, like if they had a bad issue, a bad pair, they won't talk about the bad pair, let's talk about the good pair. And I gave these things a second chance to be good. My first pair had issues with my replacement being fine, and for now. And as of this review, I kind of recommend these earbuds. I kind of, but I kind of don't. They're good for $100, but there's some better options out there that you may want to check out, like the Galaxy Buds or Galaxy Buds Plus or Galaxy Buds Pro. So if you're willing to look for a close new unit on eBay, you can get them for about $75 to $100 with best offer enabled. So I will leave links to the Galaxy Buds Plus and Pro down below, and the Nothing Ear ones in the description box for you. And if you did like this video, please rate, comment, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day.